Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monday. It's January 11th, 2021. Well, we're going to have some mild Pacific air to come in here for the beginning of the week. We're going to have a wind event that parts of this region will have to deal with during the middle to the end of the week. And then a cold front will be coming in Wednesday night and Thursday. But for the first 3 days of this week, milder Pacific air is going to come into the region. So after some wintry weather and some colder weather this weekend, we're going to warm up, get a little bit of a Chinook effect going on, and that's going to lead to a mild pattern, albeit a windy one. Very windy midweek. This is going to be especially true Wednesday and Thursday. Some areas will see some really high winds. We're going to have a front coming in Wednesday night and Thursday. Along with those winds, that will bring a shot of mountain snow and a few snow showers in the plains, but nothing much. The bigger changes we've been talking about still are down the road. It's January 11th. We talked about the second half of January is when these big changes will take place. That's still on schedule, but those big changes just aren't here yet. It'll be the middle to the end of next week when they really begin to show up. Here's the upper level pattern as of today. This is for this afternoon. You can see the upper level winds are pushing in milder Pacific air into the Rockies. This is the system that brought many areas of a little bit of snow, especially Colorado, far southeastern Wyoming over the weekend. That system is heading away. And this very strong jet stream wind right here is pushing in some mild Pacific air to start the week. Now, as we get into Wednesday afternoon, see the change? We have this system diving in out of British Columbia. This is a fairly strong cold front, and see how the lines are packed very closely together, these pressure lines? Well, you're going to have a really strong jet stream wind lining up with this pattern change, and there's going to be a frontal system. When you line up a frontal system, a cold front, with very strong winds aloft, you tend to have a downward motion. That's not from the north, but I'm trying to represent a downward motion in the atmosphere. It causes the air to sink and drop. And when that happens, you bring upper level winds down to the ground level. And that's why we're concerned about a high wind event in this region right here as we get into Wednesday and into early Thursday. And here we are. These are jet stream winds for Thursday. Look at these jet stream winds. I mean, we're talking in excess of 150 miles an hour here. And these are yellow, these oranges, just really strong winds. And basically, just east of these strong winds aloft, with that downward motion I talked about, is where you bring those strong winds aloft down to the ground. And this is what we have. Now, these are for Wednesday evening wind gusts. Wind gusts as 11 p.m. Wednesday night. So in the Wednesday evening, Wednesday night time frame, look at this swath of winds. Look at southern Nebraska's panhandle, then across southeastern areas of Wyoming, and then along some parts of the Front Range of Colorado. You have just a really high wind event coming here. But look at the winds up into South Dakota, northeastern Wyoming, along I-90. Just really screaming winds Wednesday night. And as we get into Thursday morning, we see those winds raging. Now, we need to take a look at that long-range outlook. Again, we talked about those changes mid-month. This is for the 21st of January. So this is Wednesday into Thursday of next week. This is when we really start to see the potential for cold weather to come over from the other side of the globe and onto this side of the globe. So by Wednesday and Thursday of next week, we have high pressure building up into the Gulf of Alaska. The jet stream turns and the door opens to Canada. And look what happens further down the road. Well, we'll show you that here in a minute, but I want to highlight how warm it is relative to average across North America. This is for this afternoon. So for Greenland, Alaska, Canada, the northern plains, now this represents temperatures that are above average. This isn't anywhere where that it's hot. By our standards, it's still pretty cold here. That's some cold air. But right now, where the cold air is not in North America at the moment. But when we go down the road a ways, we'll show you that will flip. Here it is. This is by the following weekend for this one, the 23rd and 24th. We have this giant area of much colder air settling into North America. So basically, we do a 180. We go from this to this, which is going to bring in some really cold air. You got to wonder, well, where's all the cold air? Where is it right now? Well, we showed you this last week. It's over on the other side of the globe. Here's Siberia, here's Asia. I mean, basically everything on this map, everything, every location on this map is below average with temperatures, with a pocket of extremely cold air in Siberia right now. Now, you haven't heard about this on the news, but there has been record cold, historic cold in China, record drawdowns of natural gas, big energy consumption because of the cold. It's on the other side of the globe. But what will happen is changes in the weather will allow this cold air mass to migrate over the North Pacific, then over the Aleutians, and then down into our neck of the woods. And here it is. By that same map I showed you earlier, by January 24th, 25th or so, you can see that instead of much above average temperatures, we're starting to see that colder air now sink into North America. And when you see these purples here, these are 20, 30 degree Fahrenheit below zero temperatures showing up. So that change we've been talking about is still coming. We still have to exercise patience, so it's still 7 to 10 days away. The winds, these big wind events that are coming this week, is a sign that the jet stream is readjusting. It's going through a phase change, but it's going to be slow to evolve. Thanks for watching and listening to the Day Weather Podcast. Have yourself a good Monday.